So true sovereignty is really intrinsically tied with financial systems. And even though as Native people, we don't look at it as such, but unless we have options and we have financial options to build our assets, to build our community, to look at private sector economies, to look at home ownership, that's really community strength.
So the Building Native Communities Financial Skills for Families curriculum was developed approximately 20 years ago. Since that time, we've helped over 40,000 individuals build financial skills throughout Native communities. It's the most widely used financial education curriculum all throughout Indian country. The curriculum itself is built on the knowledge that Native communities are incredible resource managers and have been. The goal is to translate those skills to the modern economy.
The career that I ended up in was really doing a lot of financial education and homebuyer education for a Native nonprofit here on the Navajo Reservation. And that's where I guess it was really eye-opening for me to see how much I guess I knew and I didn't know. When you teach, it's one thing, but when you're practicing, it's another. And it really made me thoughtful about the information that I had and how did I get it. And when I thought back on it, it's really basically like modeling and seeing what was happening in your household and how impactful that is. And I thought back to when I was probably like Layla's age, my granddaughter's age, and I would see my mom balancing her checkbook and how she managed all of her credit cards and things like that. Just starting with basic financial education, especially with the youth, getting them financially savvy so that they know how to navigate credit and start saving and have plans to buy a home earlier in their adult life rather than what I see is a lot of elderly people finally get a home. And so they get stuck in this generational renting cycle. My mom and my dad knew this, that a home was really where it was at. And so it created that stability, and now they're able to say, well, who wants to live here? I'll give you the home. And so one of my daughters is pretty excited to be eventually coming back home, hopefully after college.
My grandfather, my Onchi and Lala both, they had put so much sacrifices into building a Sioux 400 on the reservation with blood, sweat, tears. And seeing as my mother had adapted to that skill set, she as well thought maybe moving here would be good. And I'm one of the first generations to move out on the reservation as well, which is very uncommon in most central city parts like this. And seeing my mom go to college, raising children, and then having to buy her own home with my father, it really helped me realize, I could do it too. My ancestors have done it, my parents, my grandparents, everyone I know has done it, and I want to be one of the generation that also keeps it going. We started off in a trailer home to a single family home. Now they own one, but it wasn't as easy as that. It was hard.
For years, we've needed the financial resources to do this adaptation of the curriculum, and it was only through the support and generosity of Freddie Mac that we were finally able to do this work.
Freddie Mac is a government-sponsored enterprise. We were chartered by Congress in 1970. We have a mission to provide liquidity, stability, and affordability to U.S. housing markets. Duty to serve is a statutory requirement by the Federal Housing Finance Agency of Freddie Mac. We are supposed to serve 3 historically underserved markets all around the country, serving very low-income, and moderate-income families. There are 3 focus areas for duty to serve, specifically affordable housing preservation, manufactured housing, and rural housing. And then within the rural housing segment, Native communities are a really big focus.
What my mom does in the Oweesta program, she spread the Native tradition around and let my people know that it's hard, but you can and will get through it. With everything my parents have taught me, I know now I will make better financial decisions in life to better my future.
One thing we look at in providing this Building Financial Families, Financial Skills for Families curriculum is really setting up our Native youth throughout the country and throughout the nations to break cycles of poverty. We're really creating leaders within Native communities with our youth to take this one step forward and do the best they can for themselves and their community with the gifts that the Creator gave them.